I was just Googling how many shots to put in this.
I put in 2.
Where did you get that information from?
Well,
Your brain?
I asked Catherine how to make it, and she said to follow my heart, and my heart said 2 shots.
What in the world? What kind of advice are we getting out here from these people?
Well,
I did 3 last time.
We did 3 last time because that's what Tripp told us, and then I couldn't. Like, people thought I was dying the next day.
Well, you may have been, but now you're not teaching anymore. So I'm actually, just so you know, viewers, welcome to Theology on the Rocks.
Yes, welcome.
I'm Leah.
This is Christy.
And I'm going to make mine wild because I believe in an immersive experience.
I'm really glad that you're making it wild, and I wish that I could, but
You have a microphone.
I have a microphone, and I couldn't.
Christy got a microphone. She's legit committed to
y'all. I really, I'm committed to this. I also have an old iPhone that has a shitty microphone.
Oh, well. I can't say that. I'm married to a tech man. Yeah. What I can say, though, is that Christy got ice. I went to go look for ice, and I just have empty ice containers in the freezer.
Oh, no.
Like a bunch.
You don't have any ice?
No, I do.
Okay.
I have this weird, like, Titanic iceberg. No, that's empty, too. Okay,
oh, no.
Cool. Well, being married is basically, this is, like, very representative of it. Like, why are they in the freezer? Why? You got so close. You did, like, half of it.
Halfway there.
Okay.
I was just not 5 minutes ago sitting on my floor with a Ziploc bag full of ice, smashing it with a hammer.
That is commitment.
Because, again, Catherine, shout out to Catherine, one of my best friends, was the other girl in my theology program. And someday will be on this podcast with us. But she is an expert at these drinks. And so she insisted that it be crushed ice. And
mine's not. And I'm sorry, Catherine.
Well, you know what? You don't even have ice.
No, I do. Because the one ice thing that was filled, not my cute little pineapple or my cute little Titanic iceberg ones. No.
I have that cute little pineapple one too. I love it.
Yeah, it came from a certain thing we both have. But that's what we share. But the one that is filled is the whiskey ice. So that's
okay.
That just shows you my household
That's
right
a good one. Well, our big thanks and true thanks to
truly thanks,
because this drink is so much better this time around. But to Tom, trying to find his
on the Instagram and the Twitter
Instagram handle.
I'm doing 3 shots. No shame in this game.
Do it. I support it. I figured I'd just go back for a second drink.
Can we just do the hard questions first? Okay. I'll do 2.5 because 3's starting to get high on my skull cup.
Yeah. Tom Hermans Webster. Yes, Tom was the one who suggested this, and it's appropriate because of the time of year and the Derby. But we're having mint juleps.
Yeah, we are.
So excited. I love mint juleps.
I can't say that I've had one.
Seriously?
I can't say that I have. If I've had one and I drank it with you, let me know. I can't say that I've drank a lot of things that I've drank. So it's possible, but if I do, I don't remember. What I will say though, and I'm making it right now if I'm far away sounding, sorry. So my husband, well, first of all, we went to Lowe's and I was like, ooh, a mint plant. I'll just take it from there. So, because I'm a redneck, you guys, you have to know this.
So Leah has some pilfered mint that she's using.
No, I don't, because I came home and then Stuart was like, you know that I'm grow mint. And so then he texted me that. And so then I was like, oh, I'll just use that.
So you have a mint plant.
We did, but now we have mint. And so
Leah.
I went and got what I thought was mint.
Oh no.
down on the counter. And Stuart was like, because we've been together a long time, he said, can I just smell it? And I said, yeah. He goes, that's oregano.
Oh my God, what if you had an oregano julep?
I almost did. And to be fair, I don't know that I would know the difference. So.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. My mint, I had to go to multiple stores to find it because apparently there was a mint rush, but I got it from Publix. So my mint is fancy.
So fancy. Mine is like little dried up leaves that are now all floating to the top, which is making me sad. Remember last week when I had a strainer? Could use that now. Oh well. But yeah, no, we're really happy about this drink. This is a mint julep. This
is such a significant improvement from last week.
I don't know. I might have a lot of green stuff in my teeth. We'll see.
But yeah, the other exciting thing is, hey, Leah, are you done grading?
Oh my gosh, yes I am.
I am too. We're free.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Virtual cheers.
Okay, mine is ready. There still is does the mint float in yours, or is it because yours is like liquidy mint? But it
so I put my hard-earned crushed ice on top, so the ice is all on top.
Oh, okay.
And then the mint floated up, so it's just underneath the ice. And my dog is currently trying to make a nest in this blanket situation. If you're hearing rustling.
No, I'm not. All I'm hearing is my doubt over this drink. But okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I might have green stuff in my teeth, but no one will know.
No one. It's a podcast, and we have faces for podcasts.
Don't we though? Don't we though? We have ages for podcasting. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Cheers to episode 3.
Cheers. I'm drinking out of a skull mug.
Oh, nice. Oh my God, so much better. Oh, that is delightful.
That is delightful, but I got to get this mint out of here. I'm just telling you. It's like I'm eating a salad while I'm drinking. Real weird.
Oh, that's amazing. It's so good. Oh, I did a good job. I'm proud of myself. This is my first mint julep that I've ever made.
As I dig out grass from my husband, he's like, we did that. We have the mint. You don't have to steal mint off plants from Lowe's. That doesn't feel ethical.
You don't have to drive to multiple grocery stores to find mint. I did have a mint plant for a long time. And
let me guess what happened.
It was doing amazing. And then one morning I came out into the kitchen and it was dead. It was the deadest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know. What about that last plant? That's pretty dead. The one that had the hot water that came on top of it.
Oh.
Christy's apartment had a little bit of a leak and it just happened to be boiling hot water.
Boiling hot water was shooting out of a random pipe that went to nowhere.
Well, it went to somewhere. It went straight on that plant.
Straight on that plant in my back patio. Just, steaming. It looked like if you looked out my sliding glass door, it was just steam coming from this little pipe.
Yeah. And
my poor plant was like right by it.
So
and I couldn't do anything because I was sure not going to lose a layer of skin to save that plant. So,
well, that's not much dedication to the old plants.
There was no dedication to that.
As I dig this out. No, mine's really good. Thanks, Tom. This is a way better option. I feel
fantastic.
So classy.
So classy.
One thing I did want to say too is before we get started, we should tell people where we're at. Please continue to follow us on the Instagram, Theology on the Rocks. You guys are shooting us some epic questions and suggestions.
Such great stuff coming on the Instagram. It's really awesome. I love seeing that.
I think I put too much bourbon on this. I'm having regrets. Okay. It's fine. We're gonna forever compare it to the first week, and it's always.
It's basically the scale of our drinks is now always going to be like, is this drink good or is it reminiscent of the redneck martini?
Right. We'll have like battery acid, and I'll be like, "Ooh, well, that could be worse."
Well, it could be worse.
It could have Mountain Dew in it, so that's fine. Right. Theology on the Rocks.
Theology on the Rocks.
And Theology Rocks at the Twitter.
Yep.
Which Christy is probably better at the Twitter. I'm better at the Instagram.
Yeah, but you are the one with the Twitter password, so our Twitter has done nothing.
I'll tell you a little secret about that password afterwards. Gonna shock you. None.
We'll get the Twitter. I mean, Twitter is a hellscape right now, so it's
I can't.
fine.
See, everyone should know that. You guys know this. I joke about it if you've heard me on other podcasts, is that I just can't with Twitter. It's too many. Like Instagram, you get away with because it's pictures and minimal words, and I don't have to read the words. The words aren't the focus.
The words are not the focus, which is great. It's really. I was actually I don't know exactly how this happened, but I started following Kurt Cobain's daughter, Frances Bean Cobain.
Oh yes.
Cool. And then Dave Grohl's daughter, Violet, posted something on Frances's post. So then I went down this like grunge rock daughters rabbit hole. It was very weird. Of their pictures.
Did Frances Bean say, "Why did your dad sell out and go to another?" Leah, you just hit a point of contention for me and Christy.
This is really what's gonna end our friendship eventually. Is that
I don't know if this drink might. I really did put too much work.
The salad that you have in your drink.
I still am dragging it out, but I've just accepted it now. So
Leah does not have the kind of love and respect for Dave Grohl that I think is appropriate. But
no, let's rewind that. I don't have the love and respect of what? Is it Dave Grohl or is it Dave Grohl's choices?
I mean, how do you separate those two? Maybe that should be a podcast someday. Can we separate the choices? How do we take the art from the artist?
Based on the people I've had to remove from my academic library, I do sort of a, I would say no, but I periodically will do it, kind of sift through, because I have books on stuff I haven't written things on for years. And I also sift through people who have disappointed me because of their choices.
What do you do with those books?
Well, we had an interesting Twitter conversation. Shout out to some of my friends, Katie Cross, Karen O'Donnell, who are at Aberdeen University. We were talking about this, and we don't know really, because you don't want other people to read them.
This is my problem.
But then someone suggested, I think someone at Aberdeen suggested a doorstop.
Yes.
And they're still there.
They're still there. I know. So I used to have a bookshelf that was dedicated to books that I didn't feel ethically I could release back into the world. But I also, as a human who is generally against the act of burning books.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with them.
Well, I thought about, we have these little libraries that are in Charlotte, and I was like, well, I can put them in there and no one's going to know who this person is. But then I'm like, no, I don't.
But then they read it.
I know. And this isn't just like I want to say who this person is, but then I don't want to give them airtime. But like, this isn't just like, I'm canceling you, which, think what you will about that. This is like
genuinely
I will never use them because of things they did.
Yeah.
In another writing or a class. So why do I have the text? I don't actually need the text.
Because of past jobs that I've had, I have been given a lot of free books in my life from various places. And a sizable chunk of those free books have been truly terrible. And I'm like, I have no idea what to do with these because I don't want to put them out into the world.
Well, if there's anyone who has any suggestions.
Yeah, what do you do with bad books? Tell us what to do with these books, guys.
There was one person I used extensively in my dissertation that later was found to be an insanely bad person on a level I can't even fathom this person being. And I did peace building and reconciliation.
So bad.
It was.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad theologians, I also really appreciated the number of times that somebody said they wanted to fight John Calvin on our Instagram.
John Calvin got the worst.
John Calvin got dragged, which is
dragged in our DMs.
Which was a delight to see.
I was truly shocked. I was like, because people joke about it, but I didn't think that. But it was a lot of you have strong feelings about John Calvin.
I actually would like to make a very controversial distinction, though, is that I don't hate John Calvin. I hate Calvinism.
I've heard this before.
Hate is not the right word. I have disagreements with Calvinism, but Calvin himself, I don't hate as much.
I've heard people say this before. As one who did not grow up in the Reformed tradition, which I don't have the same sort of affinity for some of these folks. Like, I learned about them, of course.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have this sort of like ride or die. Can you separate? It's like what we were just talking about. Can you separate the Calvinists?
How do you separate the followers from the thing? Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But then also there's people who really screwed things up that were not.
That's true.
Maybe I think the problem comes when Calvin can't defend himself. Like, how do we know that wasn't what he intended?
Right. We do know that he was not a great person, though. So,
see, I'm just like, what about John Wesley? I haven't heard. I mean, I heard he had some warming of his heart, or in his belly or something.
Oh,
that sounded controversial at times, but I haven't seen.
Penny doesn't like John Wesley.
I haven't heard the same anger towards John Wesley that I hear.
No, well,
I'm sure he did shady stuff too.
I think that's a bit with the followers. How many Wesleyans are?
I don't know. I don't know because I'm not one, because I grew up Baptist, but I'm in the land of Wesley now because I'm in North Carolina. So.
You are.
Well, anyway, debates to be had. However, more pressing matters are that I'm still digging grass out of my drink. And secondly, Christy went to go get some records recently because it was. What was the official day? It was like Record
Store Day.
Oh, that's it.
That's the name of the day. It was Record Store Day, and I have never actually participated in Record Store Day previously to this because honestly, it just never occurred to me. It was not.
She hadn't embraced her full hipster yet. So.
Oh, I had. I just hadn't embraced the purposeful leaving of the house to go purchase.
You just wanted the records to come to you.
I wanted the records to come to me magically.
It's called the mail. You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it, but
various sources will mail them directly to you. You don't even have to get out of the house.
And I have had that happen. I have had some sources mail me records. It makes me so nervous. I just feel so fragile. So
what did you get? That's the question. I already know.
I got a lot. I got sucked into the joy of Record Store Day, and I purchased.
It's a dangerous thing to get sucked into.
I purchased too many records for my financial security, but.
We're teachers. What are you talking
about? So the one I actually went for was The Who, their album Tommy, which I did get, which I was very excited about.
Amazing. My mom made me watch that musical when I was a wee lassie.
Did she? My mom made me watch all of the musicals when I was a wee lassie.
I know. Well, I'm not surprised. Christy thought that it was the 1970s for a long time.
For a good chunk of my childhood, the only music I was aware of was from the 60s and 70s. And
apparently she didn't turn on the TV and see MTV. So.
I didn't. I mean,
I know.
It's amazing. And my parents both are like, yeah, we did this on purpose. Only with music. Well, and some TV. I also thought the Brady Bunch was a currently happening television program. And
then when you walked outside,
I walked outside. I was like, no one
didn't have pigtails, and
a
lot of pastel.
I do remember, So I asked, this is kind of the infamous story of this time period, is that my mom still had a record player and all of her old records. And so I would just sit and listen to her records. And I asked my mom one time if we could go see the Beatles in concert. And her response to me in the late 80s, early 90s was that it was too expensive.
Oh my gosh. Kathy was still keeping it going.
She was like, we can't afford it. I'm sorry. And I was
well,
like,
I guess there are some that are still kicking it, but maybe not the whole group.
They weren't really together. I mean, at that point, 3 of them were still alive. So,
I mean, they could have done like a little.
We could have seen her, or like she could have taken, she could have taken me to a cover band and I would probably not have noticed the difference.
Also, I'm pretty sure they could hit up a coffee shop and people would have shown up. Color me naive, but I think some people may have shown up.
So I got the Who, and I got a Radiohead in Rainbows, which Leah was not thrilled about.
It's fine.
It's good album. And I got
not a good album.
It is a good album.
Not.
I got, what else? I'm having a moment of.
You got two of my favorites.
2 of your favorites, 2 that she does approve of. In case you were thinking Leah just hates all of Christy's taste in music, I got Neutral Milk Hotel,
best album of all time.
And I got The National,
also my top 5.
I can't remember what the title of that album is. Trouble Will Find Me.
Yeah.
And then I got.
I had a guy who said I should get a tattoo. In all seriousness, it said "Trouble Will Find Me."
You and I should both get that tattoo.
And I feel like
it's
I was
accurate
not
representation
at all. I was like, sure.
I got Bright Eyes, their album "Letting Off the Happiness."
Okay.
I got Manchester Orchestra's "Cope," which is the 4th of their albums I have. I got Frightened Rabbits.
Boom. That's in my top 5 too. Wait, which one?
No, it's not the one you want. It's Pedestrian. I can't remember the name.
Pedestrian Verse.
Yes, it's Pedestrian Verse.
It's still good.
It's good. They didn't have your favorite one. I looked because I'm very nice and I was gonna buy it for you, but they didn't have it.
I had sent Christy to see if they had it.
She was very specific in her request.
I told you in the first episode that I've gotten very specific about things that I like
in our old age.
In my old age, I used to be like, if you had a notepad and maybe like a cigarette and like a book of Walt Whitman, and you told me you loved an album, I would buy it and listen to it. And now I'm like, nope, I've listened to it. And they're like, it came out last year, and it's nope, I don't care.
I was like, I know there was another one. I got the album of Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders. Taylor Hawkins, the late great Taylor Hawkins, his like side band. It's such a good album. It's so fun. It's not like winning Grammys or anything, but it's so fun.
I do have respect for the members of the band that
geez.
Dave Grohl that just made Christy throw me across the room. That Dave Grohl is in, and R.I.P. to Taylor Hawkins. And I did like that concert, but anyway,
Leah has a vendetta against the Foo Fighters, and it's just so ridiculous. But...
I know, and it's weird because it didn't start out that way, but now it kind of has to be. You know how there's parts of your personality where you kind of have to just say that.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Because there was one night where it was them and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I just was like, I just had a go, and then later I was like, like I stand by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
but
as
like,
you should.
But like the Foo Fighters, maybe not so much that. Like, but then people were like, no, you hate them, and I was like, all right, well, guess I hate them now.
I get that. There are a few things in my life that I have also. Like, I actually am not at all passionate about, but I will pretend that I am.
I pretended that I was allergic to peaches for most of my childhood.
Oh my God. My friend Amanda still pretends that she's allergic to carrots.
Well, Amanda hopefully isn't listening right now because she's going to.
And she, you know what? It's fine because every time she tells new people, oh, I'm allergic to carrots, I scream, no, she's not. She's a liar.
Wow, you guys sound really close.
I am a delight to be friends with.
Man, don't I know it? Foo Fighters and you're a freaking liar. Yeah, and I pretended, well, because everyone was allergic to things, and because I didn't realize what a blessing it was to not be allergic to things. I was like, well, I'm gonna make
something.
I was like going through the line. Keep in mind, I'm from Georgia, and I picked peaches.
And you picked peaches,
like in the freaking like cafeteria line, and I was just like, peaches, there they are. Well, of course they are. They're always there.
Of course they are.
Well, and then but then once you dig into it, you can't go back.
Like, no, you can't. You have to continue with this part of your personality that you've created.
And then one day I was in like high school and I got peaches, and I remember my best friend who'd been with me on this dumb journey was like, "Oh no, yeah, don't eat them." And I was like, just real quick, I have a secret. I'm a big fat liar.
I'm a liar.
But about dumb stuff. Like a peach. And she just looked at me and she was like, "Why did you pick peaches?" And I was like, "I don't know. They were in front of me." Because again, from Georgia, they're gonna be there. They're going to be there.
Well,
so yeah, I get that. But now if you see me eat a peach, please do not.
Okay. She can eat peaches.
I can't. I won't die. Amanda, on the other hand,
Amanda
still up in the air.
Eat carrots.
Well, I don't know. If she starts choking out one day, I'm gonna blame you for it.
I would die. I would be like, "Oh no, this is my fault.
I'm a big fat liar." Yeah, who's the big fat liar now? She killed your friend.
It's me. My dog is mad about it.
I think I just ate most of the grass in here. Okay. So one of the things that we thought we would talk about, other than our impeccable taste in music. My top 5. This is something you guys are going to have to work out. Christy knows it already. You got in 3 of them.
I have 3 of your top 5 albums.
But they're not just top 5, they're perfect albums.
To that. Albums. Oh, geez.
There's not a bad song on them.
No skips.
No skips. Have 2 more. See if you can.
I'm going to have to think about what my top perfect 5 albums are. I know one of them off the bat.
Do you want to tell people, or are you going to keep that one secret? Don't worry, no one's listening. It's just me. It's just me and you.
I will tell you my perfect.
Let me guess. Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters. Actually, no.
Oh God, there we go.
Wasting Light was a great album. No, it's by a band called The Format, who is no longer, but their second album, Dog Problems.
Okay.
And you have to listen to it in order. You can't like shuffle. You have to listen to it in order.
You don't have to tell me that.
I'm telling our listeners, do not shuffle this album.
Why will it not make sense?
Start to finish. Perfect. No skips.
Okay. There we go. You've heard it first. I will give you 1 in case you did not get it the first time, which I'm sure you did. Neutral Milk Hotel, In the Airplane Over the Sea. Number 1 with a bullet.
It's a good album.
Top album.
It's a great one to have on vinyl.
It is. And before we dig into this other thing I was about to segue into.
Before we get to the meat of this podcast 30 minutes later.
No, we've meted. We've talked John Calvin, we've talked Foo Fighters, we've talked whatever. Oh crap, now you made me forget what I was gonna say. No, the bourbon made me forget what I was gonna say.
The bourbon. The 2.5 shots of bourbon you had
in my skull glass. All right, well let's just segue on then.
Okay. If you think of it, just shout it out.
I promise I won't. I think it died in that skull glass. I had it before I started relentlessly making fun of you, which is probably the most oldest child situation.
This is a real oldest child, youngest child fight that's constantly happening between the 2 of us. We're welcoming you all into. You know what my favorite thing about this mint julep is? Besides
that you don't have grass in your teeth?
That when I like shake the glass, the little crushed ice like makes that fun tinkle sound.
such a Christy's the youngest child. She's bragging about this ice. Well, you know what mine does?
I worked hard for this ice.
Look,
I sat on the floor
mine doesn't shingle so much as it rotates.
It's because you didn't sit on the floor hammering your ice away.
Well, I thought I had other ice, but apparently I only had whiskey ice. Segue into real quick. Which it's never real quick with us. But I was gonna ask, because we have the spontaneous question of the week. Mm-hmm. But then we were also going to talk about our last writing project, because I do need to sort of talk about what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yeah, we thought we would take this week, since it is the week of your book launch, we thought we would take this week to also actually dive into your book and my own projects. So kind of a pause on questions to do this, but
yes.
Continue.
Well, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first about what we wrote? So we thought we would talk about what we wrote last.
Yeah. Yes, I can go first.
Okay, go for it.
So slightly less easily discussed, because I don't have a book coming out right at this moment, but
something might be soon.
Something hopefully will be soon. Mm-hmm. Is that I contributed a chapter for a book on the theology of the TV show Lost. Woo! Which is one of my top 3 all-time shows, I think. And it's with it's called Pop Culture and Theology. They do a series. They've done a bunch of different other books on other pop culture and theology things. So hopefully it'll be coming out soon. I don't have any information on when, but I was passionate about the finale, and in a stance that not a lot of people take. And so I wrote the chapter on the finale, arguing that, in fact, I think that it was a good finale that helps us to understand kind of the entire redemptive arc of the show. And something that I talk about in my dissertation a bit is the idea that the lives that we live, including the traumas that we live through, are essential to who we are, and are essential to kind of the ways that we are restored later, however you want to kind of talk about that restoration. And so Lost really fit in with a lot of stuff that I had done before on that topic. And I think that the way that the finale, obviously many people did not agree with me on this. I know that
I agree with you.
Thank you.
We've had a lot of disagreements, but on this one, I'm with you.
This one we're in agreement on. But I know that, and again, another kind of controversial I see on a lot is that I don't think that TV shows or owe us answers always. I think that
I like that.
I think that a lot of times the desire for a show to wrap up with every answer tied up nicely with a bow or something is, I think it's, well, for one, I think it's not possible, because there's always a lot of stuff that we aren't going to get kind of, sorted the way we want it to be, or the questions that we have, maybe depending on how long the show goes. Maybe they can't answer everything, but I also feel like it's insulting to the audience to say that we can't think about things or mull on things, or even have differing opinions about what those answers are. And I think that's part of good art and good literature, is to allow for various interpretations. And so I think when we want everything spelled out really clearly, then we're asking for a much less intelligent, much less, artistic show. And I think that in part, I was glad that Lost didn't give us like here's exactly how you should understand this finale. But I do think that it was pretty obvious that the island and the experiences they had together.
Don't give any spoilers.
I won't. I would just say that everything was essential to making those people who they were. And that the only way that they could find redemption and restoration was in kind of a reuniting of all of that. So that's what I'll say. And then kind of the thesis of live together, die alone kind of held true through the end, through the finale. So it was super fun to write. I loved doing it because I got to sit and watch Lost.
This is the benefit of your area over mine, I think.
It can
like,
be
exponentially.
It really can be because I got to sit and to be fair, I also had to watch the finale like 5 times in a row, which is a bit much.
I love this. I love do I love this?
Like, oh my god,
one more time.
Watch this happen again.
Yeah, here we go.
But it can be really a fun, happy way of doing theology. And I also so my dissertation, which is my next project, actually is to start working on getting that published. So but it far less happy books, but still I think that the reason I have always loved doing theology alongside either pop culture or literature or music or things like that is because it is something that we all do anyway. We read books, we watch TV, we listen to music, and to talk about the ways that those things are influencing our thoughts about the world or God or ourselves. It's just more, I think.
It's almost like you're a practical theologian, Christy.
Well, it's like, it's like we can marry systematic theology to practical theology.
Oh, reject that proposal. JK.
Yeah. So when I hear about the date that book is coming out, of course, all of you guys will be finding that out as well. And I will be overjoyed to actually get to hold this book. I'm so excited about it. I think it's going to be amazing.
I'm definitely going to buy it for my own self. My husband and I are going. He's never seen Lost, and I have watched it, and have the DVDs, which now you don't need.
I also
what a generation are we? What are we going to do with all these DVDs and these CDs? I don't know what to do with.
I have the entire series of Lost and the entire series of Buffy the Vampire Slayer on DVD. And I'm afraid to get rid of either of them because I'm like, what if someday?
Well, we live in fear. I think we're a generation that's like, I don't trust it.
I don't trust anything. I want the hard copies always.
Same. Yeah. But I think it was a cool show because I watched it week to week. I remember I was in Atlanta and I used to get together with my friends and we would talk about it. And it was one of those like, they always said the water cooler. I was in school, so there was no water cooler, but it was, it still was
the same idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you would get like a show that actually made you like sit and talk with people and be like, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? And I remember, oh gosh.
Sorry, I almost just knocked my drink over.
Penny would be overjoyed.
Penny would be beside herself.
Penny would immediately fall asleep. She weighs like negative. She weighs less than my cat's weight.
She's very small.
But my favorite show of all time is Twin Peaks, and my parents would talk about in the 80s how when that came out, or the 90s or whatever.
That's a show I have not yet seen, and it's on my list of shows to watch.
It's David Lynch. It's a little bit more. I don't want to say less linear because Lost, but it's maybe less coherent. I would say a little bit fever dream.
I think we were talking about this because you and Stuart are in that little bit of a slog of the 3rd season where the writers were, Lost was so popular. Obviously, ABC wanted to. It was ABC, right? It was on. Sure. It doesn't matter.
Just
Whatever network it was.
You can do an I'm freaking sorry next week.
I'll do an I'm freaking sorry next week. They wanted to like, you know, indefinitely keep it going. And the writers were like, we have an ending in mind, and we only need this much time, and we want to keep it, you know, tight so that we can do this justice. And I think shows more frequently are doing that. Like Schitt's Creek did it, Ted Lasso's doing it, you know. But it was really important because there were some, like the Nikki and Paulo episode is absolute trash.
It destroys me every time. And I had this, Stuart was like, where did these people come from? I was like, you were asking the question we all asked.
We all just suffered through that episode. But there was this, I don't know if you did this too, because my friends and I would watch it. And then there was this guy who would write an article, and it was amazing. And I wish desperately I remembered his name, but he would detail the books that Sawyer was reading and how that book like related to the plot. And you would get so many of these good little nuggets.
Although I did hear that they originally did have 6 seasons, or how many was it total, or 8 or whatever?
It was 6. Yeah, 6 seasons.
6. And then they hid it in the DVDs. If you go back and look, you can see that it does have a 6 hidden in each of them. So they were trying to prove that they had always intended for there to be.
Well, I think they did. I mean, they fought for that. They were like, we don't want to keep going, because you know some shows should have ended so long ago.
Supernatural.
Supernatural for sure should have. I mean, I love that show. I've watched all 15 seasons, but it's
I have not.
The Walking Dead should have ended so much faster.
How are they still walking?
Why is it
How are they not all dead? I know it started in Atlanta because I had friends who were extras because they had so many zombies they needed, and it was filmed there. And it was like a legit job back in the day. But how are they still here? How are they still alive?
What possibly could we still be doing with that show?
And also, how is everyone not just given up?
It's just true.
Like, I am an oldest child, so in these discussions, I would say, you know, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try. I'm really going to survive this. Christy, I don't know if you're like, some of our friends have had this discussion. They're like, I'm just going to fall down and like get it over with. But like, I think I would fall down after this time. Spoiler alert, if the apocalypse comes, I am going to die immediately on purpose. Spoiler alert of a potential.
Spoiler alert, I don't have any desire to survive the apocalypse.
Okay, so Christy does fit the mold. Yes. So she's going to fall down. I'm going to push her down. They're going to eat her. Yep. I'm going to keep going.
It's fine.
I'm going to say 3 to 4 seasons. When the red wine runs out, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And then I'll just like, I don't know what I'll do. It won't be amazing, but
yeah. I think I think reading or watching Lost kind of as a whole text, I think it plays out perfectly. I love the show. I love the finale. I know so many people are going to get mad about that because that's what happens every time.
It's our podcast. They can get mad.
They can get mad elsewhere because they're not on the podcast at this moment. So.
That's true. And
scream at us.
There's other things you may love Foo Fighters, and I'm sorry for that. That's okay. I'm not gonna do. I'm so freaking sorry about.
No, I'm not ever gonna apologize.
I'm not allergic to peaches. I'm sorry. I can't go back now. But I think it's okay. I mean like some people didn't, but I think. Yeah. It showed that sometimes shows are so popular it's impossible to end them.
It's absolutely impossible to end them.
And it's like I'm going to show my hipsterness here, that show High Fidelity, or the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Is it better to burn out or fade away? And
yeah.
Like, absolutely. I think some have just chosen to fade away.
Well, I saw...
as opposed to make a definitive decision.
Somebody was interviewing Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso, our dear, lovely Roy Kent. And they were like, are you nervous about... the finale, because this is exactly it. People are going to have strong opinions, and he was like he was very Roy Kent about it. He was like, well, I think it's great, and if you don't
yeah, I mean, at some stage you just have to, like, you can't, much like Calvin, you can't please them all. Did you see what I did there?
Full circle. I
love a good full circle. So,
well, Leah, so tell us about your latest writing project.
Yeah, and we had a spontaneous question, but we may have to save it because we've just had so much fun. I can keep going if you want, but so I have a book out. It's called Bad Theology, Oppression in the Name of God with SCM Press. You can buy it on the internet.
It's linked in our Instagram, so you can go right to the Instagram and the link tree, and then you can hit purchase on that book, and it will be to you.
It will. So we want to do that. People have it now. It's in the world. Also, I have a book launch that's happening tomorrow. Yeah.
And a podcast that's coming along with it, which we also have linked, so that if you want to listen to the live podcast,
you can. It's tomorrow at 7, and that would be great. And it's with Homebrewed Christianity, and also all of my friends, and Trip Fuller, I should say, and all of my friends are going to be there from Charlotte. Christy's not going to be there, which is interesting.
Well, but somebody told me I had to still be at work.
That's when somebody is my boss. That's when you quit. You got to dig those heels in, as we've said. So, yeah, so I'm going to be at Petty Thieves Brewery. A shout out to them. They're hosting us, and I'll be signing books, and we're going to do a podcast, and I'll hopefully be delightful and lovely.
Sure, you will.
I'll be drinking probably something quite similar to this, because I might recreate this. But I mean, like a professional.
Now that we're like, you should have a professional make you one just to see what it compares to.
Just to see what it really is like. Yes, I think that's quite right. And
tell us what the book is about, though.
Yeah, no. So the book is, I think I saw someone comment and say, "Well, yes." And I'm like, and I actually think that was the greatest comment that I've gotten, because it was like, okay, well, yes, but why aren't we doing anything with it? Like, great. I want it to be obvious. Like, I'm writing a book about the things that I think that make theology move us into realms that are related to oppression and injustice and honestly cult-like behavior, and also things that just cut us off from the rest of the world and convince us that our opinion is 100% correct and that no one else is correct, and all of those kind of things. And I look at some historic case studies, which you should look at those case studies and say, well, yes, ... But then also the point too is to say, how can we stop this from happening in the future, or how can we use this? Like, if this is so obvious, which I believe it absolutely is. Like, I don't think it was anything super innovative. I think I framed it in a way that I hope is innovative through practical theology, but I think that it's one of those things where, we should be using it then. And if someone is out there doing something that looks like it's bad theology, we should say, this isn't great.
This is great. Yeah, I think that one of my favorite things that you did in the book was to outline like that step process, the questions that you asked, like, how do we recognize bad theology through these simple questions? And then if we're wanting good theology to essentially be a different answer to those questions, how do we shift the theology so that it's good instead of bad? I thought those questions, and I
think too, it's one of those things where it's like, this actually does come full circle, because it's one of those areas where it's like, love Calvin, hate the Calvinists. Well, what did the Calvinists do then? Like, what did they do?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what did they do with the theology that made it bad?
Right. Yeah. And because and people may say, oh, his stuff wasn't 100% good. That's also okay. Like, gosh, my stuff isn't 100% good.
Nobody's stuff is 100% good. Yeah.
Nobody says. We all have our own bubble. But it's one of those things that one of my sort of foundations that I put the book on is that theology is a human construct, and we create it. And as a result, you get some people who are very brilliant that create it, and we respect them very much, and we think they're logical in their conclusions and all of that kind of thing. But then what happens when you get 85,000 people writing PhD dissertations on them, and doing all of this stuff, and living out what they think is their understanding? Because again, their understanding, that sort of second tier of it is also a human construct.
Yes.
And it needs to be evaluated as such.
It does. Yeah.
So that's
I think it's the bourbon has stolen my I had this like really it's the bourbon.
I know. Well, whenever you get yours back,
I'll scream it out.
Can you wade into the waters and find whatever record?
Oh, I remember it now.
Okay.
When I was in seminary and I was learning, I took back-to-back classes on 16th century theology.
Ooh.
Which is essentially the Reformation.
Yep.
And then contemporary theology. And they were like literally I had 16th century and then 10 minutes later, contemporary theology. And I was just enamored of literally every single person we read about. I was like, this person has got it. They are it. This is it. So I was basically switching denominations every like 30 minutes.
Just basically making out with John Wesley.
I was like, you have it. I was like, Quakers are it. And then I was like, no, never mind. It's the Episcopalians. And then I was like, no, wait, it's liberation theology. It was a roller coaster of a semester for me.
But I actually think that's probably a positive thing. I would because I go in and out of like, am I a Mennonite? Am I an Anglican?
It was great. I had such a good time. Simultaneously, and strangely, the seminary for chapels that year was inviting in like every chapel was a different denomination. So we had a Quaker chapel, and then we had like Benedictine monks come in and do their chants for us and stuff. So, I mean, it was like going to the greatest theology buffet you could imagine. I was nerding out so much. But one of my professors was like, you need to learn how to also critique these people.
Yes.
And I think that's a really important thing that we don't always do, is because we build up these theologians or these people to become idols, essentially, of like, they've figured it out. I'm just going to follow them. But it's human constructs, and we're all fucked up somehow.
Right. And it's one of those things too. People are like, well, what if you go and people read your book and they don't agree with you? And my answer is good.
Yeah, like
it means they're thinking about it.
Yeah, like you should have some critiques, and like I have some critiques with Lost. Nikki and Paolo was a terrible episode.
I've had critiques that are like, what you clearly are in your own place where you think about, justice and equality and how do you define, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, absolutely 100%. I think the brilliance of thinking in that way is not saying, well, nothing matters. I'm, a nihilist and we're all just floating in the ether or whatever. It's to say, we need to be able to love what we love and dislike what we dislike, which I think is the theme of our show today. But know why.
Yes. And have a reasonable understanding of, even with the things that you love and the things that you dislike, that there are many facets to it.
100%.
And so, so I think with your book, again, like what I thought was so helpful was that you laid out some questions to ask, which was really like that, what do we do with this information, so that I can look and see this theology is being used to oppress people, and therefore I need to push back against that.
For sure. Well, we are at 53 minutes. I hope to see everyone tomorrow. If you're in Charlotte, please do come to Petty Thieves. And if not, please tune in.
Please tune in. Like I said, it's linked on our Instagram and our link tree. It's also on our Facebook if you're on that. And we'll put the link tree on the Twitter.
Yeah, and if I knew what a link tree was, I would also talk about that, but I don't. And that's fine. I'm 1 year. I'm almost 1 year to the day older than Christy, so I don't.
She is. So I'm the younger child. I know what's going. I know what's hip.
As ever.
Also, we'll put up our mint julep recipes so that you guys can attempt this yourselves.
I know, attempt it because it's very intense. I don't, steal mint from Liz.
Don't steal.
Don't steal.
Or just
it's bad theology. I did only take a leaf and put it in my pocket and was sad about it, and then asked Stuart if he thought that meant that plant wasn't going to get sold. And then
join us next week when we make oregano juleps.
Oh, dear God. That was almost terrible. That was my karma for that one leaf I took.
I like that he said, "Can I just smell it real quick?"
He didn't trust me.
He just knew. He was like
100% correct in every way. I said, "Look, I found the bourbon." He was like, "Yeah, I knew you'd get that."
That part was not a question.
That one was fine. The brown liquor was not a problem. All right. Well, we will talk to you guys later.
Yeah. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next week.
Send your stuff in. Help us, please. Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Yay!
Oh my gosh. Every time that we tried and you couldn't hear me, I was like, hello.
I don't know what is happening. My computer just does no sound or something.
1983 is happening, Christy. No offense, but that's what's happening. Guys, we tried to do this. This was our fourth go.
We both
thought we were the problem, which we probably were, because I'm 82, so I was probably also the problem.
I'm positive that I'm the problem, but I don't know what the problem is. It's so weird. It's exactly what I did last week.
Well,
oh well.
Life happens. It's okay.
It's okay, because I have almost finished making my drink for tonight.
What? I have not.
I was like, I'm going to just start while I'm trying to connect to this podcast.
Okay, so let me get out all of my juices that I'm going to carefully mix together.
Welcome, everybody, to Theology on the Rocks.
Hi!
The exciting event that is called, we didn't plan ahead on a recipe before we picked this drink.
Well, we knew. It's just that people have different versions. We knew the drink. The drink was suggested to us by an Instagram friend, Elizabeth.
Yes, thank you. We're excited about this one, too.
Actually, my Instagram friend. Sorry.
Your Instagram friend.
Sorry, Theology on the Rocks. But she said because it's Memorial Day weekend, the start of the summer, amongst, other honorable things, that we should drink a summer drink. And so
rum punch it is.
Rum punch is what we're doing.
Which
feels summery. I'm here for it.
It does feel summery. I'm excited about it. I even got cherries to put in it. Because I was like...
Christy, we need to tell the secret. Is that I'm trying to find some sort of pirate themed glass. I'm all about the glasses.
Oh, yeah.
But I use my skull glass.
You use the skull glass already.
I know.
So
go ahead.
I went ahead and ordered, the recipe called for pineapple juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, fresh squeezed lime juice, grenadine.
It's an insane amount of things.
Coconut rum and dark rum, and then maraschino cherries to garnish. And so I have all of those things except for the grenadine, and I
do as well, but
except none of them are fresh squeezed. Let's be very real that all of these things are coming out of bottles. So
mine's Tropicana, and it just happened to have all of those juices in it. Now here's the question: should I drink from the Atlanta Braves glass? Because yes, Braves fan, clearly,
right,
or I have a red, white, and blue glass. That's a toughie. Actually, this one's a spider glass. Never mind.
A spider glass.
It's glitter, but I think it's anyway. Whatever. You all will find out about my loving of Halloween later on. I have a lot of just Halloween paraphernalia in July, in
general.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Braves mug because the spider glass is not as patriotic as I thought it was. So.
Well, I have a Colorado glass, which I felt was very on brand for me.
So one thing I've learned about, and you guys will know this if you're from there, because this relates to one of the questions we got asked as I'm making this, actually, I can ask you. It was an anonymous question, again, on my Instagram. Sorry.
An anonymous question.
Well, I know who they are.
I mean, I'm sure you do.
It's anonymous to you all. Oh, I have North Carolina rum. Wait.
Hey.
Is okay. Before I go into this rant about where people are from, I have gold rum. That's tequila. Never mind. That's not right at all.
Tequila. That's the wrong liquor.
I got Kill Devil Hills is a place in Outer Banks in North Carolina, and I have the rum. I might be winning the liquor portion of this today. Got the local.
You absolutely are, because I use Malibu
from the shores of Malibu.
From the shores of Malibu.
And one of the things. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. One of the things that I've learned is that people from Colorado, like maybe being from the South, like we like
it's the same.
Yeah, but it's like the general region.
Yeah,
and like I love Georgia sports, but like affinity for Georgia is at a moderate level. People from Colorado love Colorado. Like they love the state.
Why would you not? We love Colorado.
I can name a few reasons, having been there in November, where I slid and almost hurt myself, like very desperly.
Leah's first Colorado experience was pre our friendship, so she had some ice issues. Would you say?
I mean, there was a lot of issues,
and then there were some
drinking issues, some brain issues,
some altitude, maybe. Nobody had warned her. Actually, I say this, it was pre our friendship, but it was also our first meeting.
Oh yeah, because apparently I was a jerk. Sorry. I think I probably was just aloof because I was in a high level extrovert situation, but also probably drinking whiskey because it was the Scottish reception.
So. One of the greatest parts about the National Conference for the American Academy of Religion are the receptions. In fact, maybe the greatest part, like the whole reason for going is to go to receptions.
I would say that, yes.
And the Scottish uni reception is fantastic. And I had gone and I ran into my supervisor, Heather, and she was talking to Leah.
Because we had worked together at Glasgow University, and Christy was there.
And I was studying at Glasgow under Heather. And so my friends had told me that you would be there. They were like, Leah Robinson, she's our friend. We love her. And particularly our friend Meg, who was in your wedding, I might add.
She was. She absolutely was.
And so I go up to Heather and I'm like, hi. And she's like, hello. And she introduces me to Leah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're Leah Robinson. Meg McDonald told me all about you and told me to come find you. And the absolute blank stare I got back. It wasn't even that you were a jerk. It just, I really felt like you didn't actually know Meg. And you were like, oh, okay. And you're like, you were trying to be polite, but you didn't know what I was talking about. And then you were like, okay, well, I gotta go. And I was just like, oh man, I must have really overestimated how well they know each other.
Oh no. Oh,
but no,
that sucks. Yeah, I'm like, can't take that one back. But it's a funny story. And two, I will say, I think the confusion was probably that I didn't know you. It wasn't that I didn't know her.
Yes, you were just like, who is this person talking to me right
now? Yeah.
I mean, well, and no one is sober at that reception, so it's not.
Oh, I 100% was drinking whiskey.
It's not the place to go up to somebody and just kind of. And the bad part about when I'm drunk or drinking and excited is that I get like even friendlier than I am in a normal instance, and so I want to be best friends with everyone around me.
Well, look, we got there in the end. Sorry, I was a freaking jerk. Drunk jerk. No. I want another thing of whiskey ice.
Do you have ice this time?
I had ice the last time. They're just in these insane square cubes. And instead of filling up all the rest of them, I'm just filling up this one thing. And I don't know why. And it's confusing and whatever.
It's hard. Well, also...
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we're so freaking sorry for the lateness. I couldn't breathe. Nobody needed to hear me sneeze for an hour. So
also, I was just...
We've come back.
Slowly wasting away in non-physical ways. So, sometimes...
We returned. We're back to regularly scheduled programming. Thanks for sticking out the 2 extra days waiting for us. But we have great news.
Yep, I don't know it, but I believe it.
You do know it. We're on all of the platforms now.
Oh, that is great news.
So if you're listening to this on Spotify and you're like, all I've wanted in my life is to listen to Theology on the Rocks on a different podcast platform, you go right ahead. We're on them all.
And we can thank Christy for that.
We can thank me.
I thought I was waiting and I was like, gosh, they're taking a long time. We're so legit.
We needed to click that publish button.
I know. We were one click away.
One click away.
And by
here we were,
I mean me.
Just thinking that our fans didn't love us. But it's not true.
It's not true. And
our fans do love us.
Yes. And if you happen to go to AAR, we'll be there.
Yeah, and join us at that Scottish Uni reception.
I can't say that I won't look at you the way I looked at Christy, though.
We will be
I'm sorry.
Confused about everything.
But we'll be having a good time, and at least we won't be slipping on ice, because it's not in Denver for once.
It feels like in Denver. It's in San Antonio. Fine.
Hey, how many shots did you put in this?
I put 3.
Ooh, okay. That's the kind of party we're having tonight. That's fun.
That's the kind of party. Well, hey, it's the summer. It's Memorial Day weekend.
And I'm doing absolutely nothing except watching everyone's animals who are going out of town. So.
Yeah. I'm not even doing that. I'm just going... I've actually, you know what I'm doing is rewatching the entirety of Ted Lasso.
What, the whole of it?
The whole thing. I started with episode 1, the pilot, today because the last episode comes out this week and I want to watch the whole thing in preparation. Gosh. I know.
That's a lot, but also not as much as like Criminal Minds or whatever. Or not. What is it? What is
Supernatural?
Well, that too.
Criminal Minds also. They're both like 15 seasons.
I know. I was like, oh, and then I'm like, well, I mean, there's worse options.
There's worse things you could do. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm ready. I have a giant straw.
Oh, me too. I'm ready. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to Tropicana.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not bad.
Oh, that was a lot of gin rum. What is it?
Don't need the gin.
Ooh, I could have not done 3. If you're following along, listeners, and we encourage you to make the drinks with us because things will make more sense if you do that.
I know, really, everybody should be drinking.
Unless you don't, and then you can just drink what we have without that. Like you could have just had Mountain Dew the first week.
Yeah, you would have been so much happier, probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Maybe
you could just have fruit punch.
Oh my gosh, did you hear that?
Yes, I did. What was that?
What do you think? I'll give you 2 guesses.
Did you shake it again?
No, I did not.
Was it Beethoven?
Yep. I knew you'd get it in 2. I have a deaf cat that's pure white and looks angelic and could not be more of a trained assassin. Like he is
chaos embodied.
He's chaos embodied, and like everyone's like, well, that's all cats. My other 2 cats are lazy as, and they just lay around. This cat is like, I'm gonna watch the world burn, and you get to watch it with me.
I love Beethoven so much, but he is never allowed in my home.
there'd be nothing left. You know what that was? That crash that you heard? That was my wedding photos. No big deal. He just decided he didn't like those guys anymore.
Nope.
He never picks. And when I said no cat in the very beginning, if you listen back, you'll hear it. That was him scratching my couch, which was not cheap.
No.
He can't pick, I don't know, like the pillows from Target, but he can.
They never do.
Pick my wedding pictures.
They never do.
This is amazing. I'm really happy with this. Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Elizabeth. This is a great suggestion. I love it. I'm going to have more of it.
I feel like we really started low. It's like having a really crappy boyfriend, the first boyfriend you ever have.
We started with our first ever boyfriend. What was your first ever boyfriend's name?
Boyfriend? Probably Adam. That's very weird because it's the first person as well.
It is. We can discuss that further.
I could say he had I'll just say that. We'll just actually I don't think he follows me on anything, so I can say it.
Mine does not. He friended me on Facebook for like 2 years. And then he unfriended me.
I think that happened to me, but I don't know. Like I didn't talk to the person, so
it was very strange.
There's clearly some like behind the scenes things happening.
I was like,
it's like I didn't even. It's like you friend and like I didn't even do the wave. It was just like we're friends now.
His name is Dustin.
Okay.
Dustin. Nobody liked him. Literally nobody liked Dustin.
God, let's hope Dustin's not listening to the podcast. Let me clarify, there were lots of people who liked Adam. So we simply were high school sweethearts.
I liked Dustin, obviously, but
why did no one else like Dustin?
Well, there were a plethora of reasons.
Christy has really good taste. And this is not being a mean.
No, it's
like it's kind of her badge of honor.
It's factual. I have terrible taste, and Dustin started it off really. And to be honest, when he friended me on Facebook, which was so many years later, I mean, truly so many years later, I got a text from every single human being that I knew when I was dating him saying, "Why did you just friend Dustin on Facebook? Please don't get back together with him." And I was like,
poor Dustin. Dustin, I'm sorry, but what happened?
Do you genuinely think I'm going to start dating this guy again? I haven't spoken to him in so many years. And no, we never interacted. Like, he friended me on Facebook. We never interacted. And then like 2 years later, I looked and he had defriended me, and I don't know why.
Same. I don't either.
I was like, maybe that was so strange.
And I barely do anything on Facebook anyway, other than like I keep like reposting old postings because I don't want to lose them.
Yes.
So what I
do that a lot.
Yeah, but that's pretty much like my Facebook. And then
my Facebook is really curated for like my mom. It's where I share things that like she also wants to see.
Yeah, I should probably do that. My mom, yeah. My Kathy would probably appreciate that. So
your Kathy would appreciate it.
And there's nothing on there. I mean, it's just because we grew up. I think we made a lot of our mistakes in the pre-social media days.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, pre-Facebook is when I don't want those pictures up anyway. So
those pictures are in somebody's shoebox somewhere. They're in Dustin's shoebox, which
They're
is what
in
happened.
Dustin's shoebox.
Some new girlfriend unearthed them and said, "You better get her off that Facebook."
Who is this girl? No.
So I'm going to take my drink to the table, which tells me that it's time to talk theology.
Oh,
what
yeah.
do you think?
I like it.
And by the table, I mean my trashed couch. So we had an idea today we were going to read some of your questions, and we're still going to reference some of the questions that you guys asked. Yeah. But they're definitely falling into certain categories. Like, one of them is definitely like contemporary controversial issues. There's also like controversial issues in the history of the church or the creation of the church. And then another one that I thought was pretty poignant, not poignant, what's the word I'm looking for? Foundational, is where are you getting all of the names of these people? You think it's funny, and people who studied it think it's funny, but
not everybody gets
but not everyone understands who these people are.
Yes.
It was said in a very loving way.
It was said in a very loving way. And it does also set us up well to answer a few of the questions, because Leah said, we've gotten a lot of questions that are all fitting into good categories. So we thought that it would be best to kind of go through a history and answer some of those questions as we go through the history and tell you about some people.
So one of the questions that we got, I think it was on Instagram, was what is our favorite theologian and where do they fit in the history? And I think that's something that would fit into this kind of intro.
Yeah.
What is, my husband asked me, what is a time period you wish you could delete from theological, I would say contributions, if we want to do that.
Yeah. I have a hard time with that question.
Oh, mine. Oh, really? Okay. Well, the Nazis come to mind, but that's fine.
The Nazis come to mind, but like that's not a time. Like the whole time period isn't bad. It's just that like I have people I would want to delete, but not
Bonhoeffer.
Like a whole time period, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to delete Bonhoeffer.
Well, you didn't want to send John Cobb to the island, which, by the way, before we dig into this, we got one of the things we got more than questions was insanely interesting facts about some of these people we decided to marry or date or
we have gotten
to the island.
We have gotten the tea has been spilled on Paul Tillich.
Paul Tillich.
Paul Tillich is much more interesting than I knew about.
Paul Tillich's wife had basically like a tell-all book that she came out with after, and like we should say, none of it's substantiated as far as what I read.
Yeah,
like so if it is, then it is, and send it our way. But
it is interesting, and it will be like another. I think down the road we would also like to talk about this whole when we find things out about theologians. What do we do with that?
Yeah.
But that's for another time.
It is, but I just wanted to thank you guys for sending us,
because we love that,
for correcting.
Anytime you have information, just send
although I told Christy, I was like, if it's not like, jail worthy, it could make Paul Tillich more interesting.
I absolutely think it makes him more interesting.
If it's not like power plays young people and like assault, then
what we also learned is that one of the neighbors like disowned Paul Tillich because
it was like, you're too much.
You're too much for the neighbors,
right? I thought it was gonna be like, you're too boring for me, but no. So anyway, that's who Leah's married to now. She's stuck with that person
that's okay,
for good or bad. So what I think we should do is maybe talk about just questions in terms of the history. So like of the theology. So we know that, of course, you have the biblical texts as this kind of origin story, if you will, for Christian theology. And again, we're not Bible scholars, don't claim to be. You had a lot of Bible questions. So we're like,
we've got a lot of Bible questions, which we also feel like would be best served by having one of our Bible friends.
But we have Bible friends.
We have Bible friends, so it'll happen eventually. But
and we have Jewish studies friends, and I think we'll bring them on.
We'll bring them on. Because one of the questions that we've gotten was like, why, if Jesus was Jewish, why aren't we?
Right.
And part of the history is the split from the Jewish tradition. But
why don't you take it away?
I'm just saying there's a substantial amount of theological difference, but the split really happened because
we're going back to our seminary days. That's what that sigh was. We're remembering.
I have to pull up this file in my head. The split really happened.
It's Paul, isn't it? I mean,
well, Paul. So there was a time period. It was like what, like let's say Jesus. Let's pretend like the calendar is correct for ease of math, because I can't do math.
So basically, the Bible story happens as you got, some of you may know, maybe you don't, but Christmas, you've heard it in a Christmas tale at some stage, and then Jesus dies, resurrected, and then the disciples basically go out to
like
spread the message.
Yeah. And for probably 30 to 40 years, these people are still considered Jewish and are still very much practicing as Jewish people. Most of the church are still Jewish people. Paul starts like bringing it out to the Gentiles, which just means non-Jewish people.
Yeah.
But mostly at that point, we're in like Greece, around the Mediterranean Sea.
And it kind of makes sense why you started with the Jewish people, because they would have understood at least the concept of this, in the Jewish traditions. Again, I'm not going to touch on that because it's not my world, but they had a Messiah that was coming, and the Christians essentially,
and it's a monotheistic religion,
right? And so it made sense that he started with that, because they would have been like, "Oh, we know that story," and he'd been like, "Oh, well, guess what? I got this caboose to the story."
Yeah, I've got this other stuff, and so, and then when he goes to
which is Jesus, by the way, that's the
it's Jesus.
Just to clarify,
Jesus is the caboose.
Jesus is the caboose. I know what this one's going to be called.
I was like, and there's the title. So
until you get to Muhammad, and then I don't know what's the end. There has to be another end to the caboose.
Well, oh my gosh, and then we've got Ba'ula.
Oh god, this rum.
The rum is kicked in, y'all. So for about, let's say 30 to 40 years, still Jewish sect, but then Nero burns down Rome and sacks Jerusalem and destroys the temple, and the Christians who don't feel, and they're not called Christians at this point, but they don't feel any particular loyalty to Jerusalem or the temple anymore because their focus is Jesus. They are like, let's get out of here. It's not safe. And this feels like a betrayal for the Jewish people. And so this is really where the split happens in terms of religion.
There was a lot of different people at the time, I learned in seminary, that were claiming to be the Messiah. So Jesus wasn't like the only person. So they were probably pretty well.
They're just like,
they were over it at this stage.
They were over it. They were like, do you remember that Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig presenting some kind of award, and they were like, get out of here. That was them. They're like, get out.
They're like, but for real.
But for real, get out.
And
and then you get, which is typically called the patristic period, because of fathers. The fathers.
The mothers were in the desert.
The fathers were in the desert
were establishing the church.
They're in the desert being mystics, and they're fascinating. But
and so we are today.
The fathers are having big fights and hullabaloos over doctrine. And so
my favorite word so
period, the patristic period is mostly like, what do we believe about Jesus, and what do we believe about the Holy Spirit? This is also when we get the Bible canonized, things like that. And
would you say the patristics were the first kind of academic theologians anyway? I mean, of course you could say like Jesus, but whatever.
Well, for the Christian theology, I would. Yeah.
Right.
I would say, I would say the patristics are really, like, I know some people say like Paul is the first theologian. I think that's not true.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I mean, I think because also he was, no offense to you Pauline scholars, but like he was very confused in a lot of his readings.
Well,
I think he was wrestling with the empire at the time, and I think those letters were very specific to these churches.
I also think there's a very specific, like, if you're establishing like differences, you're really part of that like ground floor. You're not really doing academic theology at that point. You're just really trying to get like the ball rolling,
Right. And I think that's right. I agree.
And that's fine.
That's
what's necessary.
Christy, Paul's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. We don't know if he's fine, but he's fine.
He's bald in all of the pictures.
Oh, so. But how do they know? Do we have it anyway?
No, it's to demonstrate his sickness, his thorn in the flesh.
I'm sure the baldness is
is his thorn in the flesh.
Please, we all know. Look. I'm sure Paul Tillich also would have been like, "That's my baldness." No, dude. No, dude.
We know what it is now.
They get something else, my friend. Anyway, maybe it was baldness. But here's, I think that's right. Because to do academic stuff, you kind of have to have a foundation.
And you have to have some space.
To
sit down and think about things.
And legitimacy. You can't just I can't start a Church of Leah and just be like, and now we do theology.
Right. Like, people aren't going to be writing theology about what I'm just musing in my own life,
Maybe.
But the patristic period lasts for a while, and that's where you get people referenced like Augustine
on the island.
Augustine is on the island. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh my God! Did you?
I heard that Beethoven doesn't like Augustine.
Beethoven has thoughts on Augustine. Beethoven can't hear himself scream, so he yelps like a demented banshee.
I have to also just amend my statement. Thomas Aquinas comes later. He is not a patristic.
I wasn't gonna correct you, but
what?
Because I didn't know.
You get a lot of heresy discussions. So, Origen is condemned for heresy, and
Aaron, I know the
Arianism stuff. And so it's a lot of this is so and
it's basically a bunch of dudes just reading one text and just fighting about it.
It's just sorting shit. It's sorting stuff out. It's
in Hamilton
is God,
where Burr and Hamilton write each other back and forth.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah, it is. And it's just them basically saying respectfully, but there's nothing respectful about it.
Respectfully, but not at all respectful.
No.
Yeah. And then you get also, the legends of St. Nicholas punching somebody for saying that Jesus wasn't God and stuff.
That was one of the big debates. So one of the things too, I will say in the early church is that they weren't only establishing the church in terms of, we got to get organized. They're trying to figure out what was the main kind of doctrines once they got the Bible established. And by doctrine I mean just ways of life. What are we going to believe to be true?
What do we think are essential things to calling yourself a Christian?
Right.
Which is the thing.
And why did Jesus have to die on the cross? Which was another question.
Another big question. So we've got a lot of doctrines that are worked on and developed and named and stuff in this period. And a really helpful thing to look at for this period, if you want just a quick what is going on, are the creeds, because that's typically what it is. It's you pull up the Apostles' Creed or the Nicene Creed or all those other creeds. There's so many creeds.
Westminster Confession.
No, that's later.
I know. I'm giving away my background.
And
of being in Scotland.
So on one level, sometimes I think the patristic period looks like they're just doing the simple stuff, but it's the baseline things.
It is, but depending on what denomination you eventually adhere to, within a Christian church, you might hold, I joked about the Westminster Confession, but you might hold to certain things a little bit more. You might cling to a certain one of these, either early church fathers or eventually I would say the Reformation. Those are probably the two, I would say, big periods
for sure. And
at least in the Protestant tradition, I would say. Of course,
there's a few splits and there's a few major aspects of the patristic period to keep in mind. So firstly, because Paul's ventures took him around the Mediterranean Sea, a lot of those early patristics are actually in North Africa. So Augustine is North African, and a lot of those patristics are. And so when Constantine decides it's easier to be Christian and legalizes the religion, there's the first kind of major split, which is where Coptic Christianity comes from, because they did not get consumed by what we now call the Roman Catholic Church. So
or
they
Eastern Orthodox.
And Eastern Orthodoxy splits off in 1054 because of.
Is that in your brain, or you?
It is in my brain. It's
nice.
It lives there.
That's
it lives
good.
there.
See who did systematics and who did modern theology. This might have to be a two-parter.
I mean, I will also say my deep, sincere thanks to Catherine, my friend that I did seminary with, because she made 2 very brilliant PowerPoints to explain the history of the church and like theology that I used to teach for a long time. So that's part of why all of this is just in my brain.
Speaking of Catherine, I do want to just put in a side note because of the RAM that Christy sent me a random voice message that talked about the fact they had a ball or a prom.
Oh my God, yes, we did.
No, but let me point out that you told us you were only 2 girls, and I am making
it was seminary wide. So it wasn't just our program; it was seminary. So the whole of Denver Seminary had a prom every year. They probably still do it. I don't know.
A prom?
It's called the Selah Gala.
Oh gosh, that's a lot. And again, making no assumptions about sexual behavior, whatever you want to do, I don't care. But only 2 girls, you are definitely in the minority.
Well, so because it was seminary wide, and we have a counseling program at the seminary, so that's where typically all the women were.
Oh my God, here we
go. Yes, we had it every spring, and most of the time they had it at like a very nice place, and people would like wear gowns and suits and stuff like you're going to prom.
Did you go with Dustin?
Dustin would have caught on fire.
Wouldn't we all, though, to be honest?
The one year I went, they decided instead to have a hoedown.
Oh my gosh.
I had to go
in Colorado? A hoedown? Colorado. Also, was it called a hoedown?
They called it, I don't remember, but there was hay and they square down. There was square dancing.
Oh.
The one and only time I've ever square danced in my life. We
had cultural awareness, is what the class was called. I kid you not. And our PE class was learning to square dance and license. It was called cultural awareness.
That's amazing.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So Catherine did not come to that with me. I will have you know.
Well,
we can talk about that betrayal later, but
we're bringing her on.
We're bringing her on. No, 1054 was the Great Schism where they argued over the filioque clause.
Oh yeah, that clause.
So in the Latin.
This was the Jesus is all God.
Yeah, so to explain the Trinity, the council was saying that the Son is eternally begotten by the Father, and the Spirit is eternally processing from both the Father and the Son. And the Eastern Church wanted to take out the Son part, the filioque clause.
Can you guys see why I don't do systematic theology now?
It is tedious. It is. But
can you imagine those conversations? Just like people.
Because
I do practical theology. All seriousness, I just imagine a bunch of white dudes in robes, just
to be fair, some of them
making pie charts. Making pie charts. Oh yeah, sorry.
Varying African.
My bad. Varying colors. Sitting, definitely dudes though. Sitting around.
Dudes, only dudes. Because remember, the women are in the desert.
They're in the desert,
being mystics,
being really fun,
having encounters with Jesus themselves.
Which we can imagine. We knew it from the start. We had it right in front of us.
It was always true.
The message was so clear. Do I want to be in a room, debating the essence of Jesus, or do I want to be in the desert
with Jesus?
With Jesus, and also wine,
and
probably wine that I'm making to sustain.
Maybe some other substances. I don't know.
Sure, I don't care. With a bunch of my friends. Bunch of my friends, and we're just shooting the shit.
I absolutely choose the mystics, and
every time
from a person who does systematic theology, And
I
all
mean, I
this
think
just lives in my
they
brain.
transcend everything. Like, I don't think that they like fit into a category because they were like experiencing and like systematizing in their own way, I think. Oh, which hits both of our fields.
It hits both, yeah. Well, because all theology is both systematic and practical.
Well, all theology is practical, but continue.
So anyway, the patristic period is all of that stuff. And then we get into the scholastic period, which is Aquinas. And that's where you get the systematic theologies start. And the kind of breaking down of all of that. And also the Crusades. So this is the period that I feel I would nix if I was going to nix a whole period. Because the Crusades are just objectively terrible.
Yeah, but I did have an Aquinas scholar that I worked with at Edinburgh.
I don't mind Aquinas. I think he's fine. But like, if I have to choose a whole period, I still think good things came out of the scholastic period.
You don't have to feel bad about it. Like, I mean,
I'm always going to feel bad about it.
Okay. I think that's your systematic burden to bear, but I don't think you have to. I would just ask the Reformation, to be honest.
You would ask the Reformation? Tell us about the Reformation, Leah.
Okay. Well, again, still not. I'm post-Vatican II, which is 1950. That's or 1950s, whatever. That's my time to shine. Is post that. I do contemporary theology.
Yeah.
Even the systematic world. But I will say the Reformation, you always learn about the Holy Trinity of Martin Luther, John Calvin, and Zwingli, who always gets like the third rank. They're like, oh, there was this guy. Where was he, in Switzerland or something? They're like, there's this other dude.
So. He was off his rocker.
Were they not? I mean, anyway,
particularly off his rocker though.
And I am at my very heart and soul a revolutionary. So basically, you get, and you can correct me, Christy, because you know more about this stuff than I do. But like, the Reformation kind of started with people getting sort of pissed off about like I've read actually several explanations of why the Reformation occurred. One was like the printing press existed, and like
absolutely one of them. Yes, I mean that's a huge part of it.
Yeah, and then it was just like this kind of a whole bunch of stuff that started to happen that basically gave agency to like the common person, I guess is what I would say. And as a result of that, the church, as it was at that stage, and then we're talking what, like 1500s, 1400s,
late 1400s, early 1500s.
Yeah, like the agency at that stage was basically the church tells you what to believe and to think, and we kind of see that if you listen to that history, you can see that all of these people are like, we're gonna say what Jesus says and blah blah blah, and then so the church just became a continuation of that, and basically just was like, here's the accepted things that we've established, and you believe it, and also it's going to be in Latin, so sorry,
you don't know what's going on at all. I think the main big things are that the church put up a huge wall between normal people and access to the religion that they were supposed to be believing, saying things like, the Bible is only going to be in Latin, worship services are only going to be in Latin, BT dubs, no one speaks Latin, it's already a dead language. So
unless you're hyper educated,
but even most of the local priests wouldn't have been speaking Latin. So like, let's say you're a normal common like person living in the boonies, your local priest doesn't know anything either, so you have no access to the thing that you're supposed to be believing. And then they say stuff like, just give us money and you'll get into heaven.
Yes.
And that's
we've seen that before, and there were tables flipped and all kinds of stuff. So I think it's one of those things where it sort of recreates itself, right? Because it was this church that was very low key and like using the Gen Z terms, and and it was organic, and then it became established, and it became the religion of the empire. And then as soon as it did that, it recreated, which happens. It recreated the history that it wanted to
fight against.
To fight against. So, and that's what we see that through. I do history as well, and that's what we see perpetually. So I think with the Reformation, you have, Martin Luther coming out and being like, I don't, another theologian being like, I don't like what's happening here. Of course, we can't be short about it. He has to write.
We have to write
99 reasons.
95 theses. 95 reasons the church sucks.
I got it mixed up with Jay-Z. I said 99.
99 problems. And the church was all of them.
The church was every single one of them.
And also, have you ever done this? So Martin Luther was a sassy man. He rivals Shakespeare in terms of coming up with an amazing insult. No. And there is a website where you can, it's like the Martin Luther insult generator.
Oh my God. Oh no, you sent that to me. You did.
Get Martin Luther insults that are insults he wrote to the Pope, because he was writing some letters while he was in hiding.
Yeah, he was really mad at the established church, but he was a part of it. He was a priest, wasn't he?
He was a monk.
Yeah.
So he was a lawyer first, which I think probably helps explain some things. And he got caught in a lightning storm, thought he was going to die, told God that he would become a monk if he didn't die. He didn't die, so he became a monk.
That feels legit.
And then he was like he had like massive, severe clinical depression. And he was super anxious about his salvation. So he was like beating himself every day and like super strict. And
oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
And then he reads Romans. And
what part of the Bible did he get the beating himself every day up about?
I don't think that's in the Bible. I think that was just
weird. That's weird.
Yeah, I think that was just, which is what he decides to say. He's like, hey, actually, none of this is going to get me into heaven. I need to stop beating myself. It's all by the grace of God. So he writes the 95 Theses. He puts it on thing. The Pope is mad. He has to go into hiding because all of the other reformers had gotten beheaded before him.
Yeah, you don't.
And so in hiding is where he writes all of his insults. And he finally ended up being able to split from the church. So that was the main Reformation.
Now, I heard something that he was kind of deathbed regretful about that. Not that he had reformed the church, but that he felt bad about the splitting.
I don't think he ever intended to split. I think he always wanted to reform it.
Yeah.
He wanted change to happen, which, to be fair, does happen. The Catholic Church also goes through its own reformation.
Yeah.
Gets rid of some of the bad things that they were doing. Not all of them, but some of them. So there's general reform, but there's the main Reformation. There's the Radical Reformation, which is where you get the Puritans and the Anabaptists, who are like, we really need to focus on living in a very intensely strict way so that we know we're never sinning against God, because we're pretty sure God hates us.
Did you know the Puritans would wrap themselves in cloth and sew themselves up, but would lay next to their betrothed in a bed?
Yes.
But they would sew it up. Why could you not just go out to the town tavern? Or just the town square.
Anything other than, they were just very deeply concerned.
Why do you have to be in the actual bed with the person?
Go somewhere else.
That feels they're well, we're going to sew you up. I can think of a million different ways to do that. Just sit in a parlor. I've watched Bridgerton. Sit in a parlor and read a book or something. Have a little chat.
Right. So many other options.
I digress. I digress.
The Puritans were a lot. Those are the ones that moved to the States.
That I write about in my book, Bad Theology.
Yep.
Available now.
Ooh, which I got today. My copy came in the mail today. It was very exciting.
I could have given you one of those. Well, you're referenced in the thank you list, so I think you should deserve a book. Although Salem is also referenced and didn't get a book, so
I am gonna make you sign it. That's sure.
You don't have to make me do anything. People were will you sign this? I was like, yes. Well, but it was imposter syndrome, not this is weird. It was 1000%.
Why do you want this? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then we also get the Anglican Reformation, which is where the Church of England comes from, which many people attribute to Henry VIII wanting a divorce. but was definitely more in the works prior to that. It's just that they were like trying to get him to separate from the church because politically England would have more power if they weren't under the Pope. And then like too, also some of them were like genuinely devout and wanted to reform the church.
I feel like if you want to learn about this period, you just need to watch The Crown, Bridgerton, or
The Tudors.
The Tudors, yeah, or Outlander if you want. You can learn all about theology. We're everywhere.
The Anglican Reformation gives us the Church of England. The main Reformation gives us Lutheranism. Radical Reformation gives us the Anabaptists, and then Baptists, etc.
Essentially, after the Reformation, everything just splits to the hell and back. I mean, it goes crazy.
Everything is just splitting all over the place.
Yeah, because it come to find out, much like your like college literature class, a lot of people have opinions on the book, and they don't all match.
There's not a really good way to be like, this is definitely what it's saying, because it's a complicated book that is written in ancient languages that very few people read.
Which I think actually begs the question in some ways at this stage of like at the Reformation stage, is it better to have this kind of dictatorship over religion where you stay together, or is it better to have freedom of thought where you split and split and split and split?
I think it's a good question. I think it also,
I don't want to call the Catholic Church a dictatorship, but you know what I mean. I'll say authoritarian. Like they were like, this is what you should think and believe in. So you unify the church under that one kind of umbrella.
And I think too, I think there's definitely pros and cons, because for sure with opening it up, you also get a lot more people doing a lot more damage. Like there's not a control anymore for like, how do people learn how to read the Bible?
Yeah, because one's like power and then one's like manipulation. Like the Protestant splits, or you can manipulate it any way you want.
You can do whatever you want with this, and now we can all fight more.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, definitely there's a lot more.
That would be my period, I have to say, because I just think that like it probably needed to happen, and but like the reform needed to happen. I would be okay with it not being this insane like web of denominations with I would think that because I have the bad theology stuff, but then I'm also a Disciples of Christ minister who says no creeds. We don't even do creeds.
You don't even like creeds. I mean, it's very complicated. This is what I'm saying. The scholastic period did a lot of good things for us, but it also gives us the Crusades. So
yeah.
Well, I feel like this is a 2-part history.
I think so.
Lesson.
So I can lead the charge into the 1900s.
Yes.
Or we can lead up to the 1900s.
You'll take over for the 1900s next time. I think, because that's more your area. Yes, it is. I'm basically just drinking rum and thinking about seminary right now, but but we do have an unscripted question. So excited to ask you, and the topic, because I got to choose this week, the topic I gave Leo was prophets,
which I pulled out. Speaking of seminary, the one book I have on the prophets by Abraham Heschel.
Oh, that's such a good name to be writing a book about the prophets.
Yeah, he's apparently born in Poland, professor at the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York. This is a very old book, though, so who knows where he's at now. We know that life.
Do you want to ask me your question first, then?
No, I don't. I'm going to let you ask me first.
All right, here's my question for you. It's so much simpler, I think.
Oh, God.
Have you ever met a prophet?
See, you went the route that I was going to go.
That's okay. We can both tell our stories.
Okay. Have I ever met a prophet? So I am of the belief, this is my personal theology, that I think there's continuous revelation Like, I think we're selling ourselves a little bit short by closing the canon.
I actually agree with you. Yeah.
And I think other religions are better at keeping it open than we are as Christians. I say we, being Christian. And so, have I met a prophet? Like,
I mean, it doesn't have to be a real prophet, but have you ever met anyone who identified as a prophet?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I grew up in the South, so every baseball game there was a prophet. if you want to go that route, I was trying to think like
a real one.
I mean, I'm sure they think they're real. And maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't know. But I had an interesting sort of interaction once with a psychic, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to a psychic and in Atlanta, actually. And it was really interesting because a lot of people are like, oh, devil, blah, blah, blah. And of course, like if you study like spiritualism, you'll know that it's really very little to do with the devil. I don't think. I mean, if the devil was real, they probably would have been okay with like introducing that in. But they were mostly, just trying to figure out like what was kind of truth and that kind of thing. But and this person told me a lot of things, and a lot of times people are like, oh, they're charlatans. Like I recently listened to another podcast that we both love that talked about who was the big magician guy?
Houdini.
Houdini, yeah. And how much he hated spiritualism. Because although he would he hated it. Because he did tricks, but he thought they were like tricks that people,
they're like illusions. Yeah.
Yeah, that people bought into.
Yeah.
Like they were entertained by it. He thought that spiritualism, which was like the sort of, psychics and, reading palms and all that stuff, was a manipulation of people to take their money.
Interesting.
Yeah. And so I think, but I will say this person told me wildly insane specific things that, having studied all of the different ways that both spiritualists and prophets and, people who are cult leaders and everything else can like read you. Like it was like, I see you on this specific day in this specific place in this little town and you're like 12. And I'm like, okay. And I can't explain it. So were they a prophet? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or an exceptional guesser, which is maybe what the prophets were. Social justice, exceptional guessers. But,
really in tune.
Really in tune, yeah. So that sounds a bit frivolous because it's not like someone who's like leading the cause to change things. I've definitely met, because I do a lot of peace building stuff, I've met people who have tried to change things.
Yeah.
And I consider those people to be prophets.
I would too. I would say that that's what is, I think, more in line with what you see in the Bible as well, is that the prophets are about like righting wrongs that are going on and like being more in line with God's will and not necessarily like, this is what's going to happen in the future.
Right. And so I've worked with people, peace building folks in Scotland and Northern Ireland, and then here I do a project on sort of racial justice in the South, and I think all the people I work with, I think, are prophets in that sense. Now, again, if you want to talk about people being able to predict the future versus people who are wanting to change society, it kind of depends on your version of prophet in a way, because when I read them, I'm like, they feel like they have a direct line to something, that they're seeing the future, but then also they're wanting to change things. I don't know that I've ever met anyone who has both. Like, who's both.
Yeah, that would be.
Well,
that would be something.
That would be amazing. Well, so that's my answer. So yes, my answer is yes.
Your answer is good.
On both of those.
All levels.
Yeah. Okay. Luckily I didn't say I'm a prophet and that you're now in my cult, so watch out.
Oh man.
My question was going to be, have you ever met a modern day prophet? But now I get to ask you another question, which is, speaking of those which if we talk about prophets being people who are social justice warriors, but also kind of can have a connection to God in which they can sort of see something beyond the present, who is your favorite of the prophets and why?
Ooh, who is my favorite of the prophets? That's a good one. I feel like when I was growing up, I had a real love for Elijah.
Good name as well. I like that name.
Great name. He just seemed real intense, and I have always really liked intense people.
That was Dustin's problem.
I'm basically just constantly attracted to the most intense people you can find. But in my older days, I feel like I really now I feel more drawn to the smaller prophets, Amos. Amos feels like a good one. Hosea, even. I'm like, these people are interesting, And
do you see them more as like, I have the direct connection, I can see what's happening, or like this sort of, we need to change all these things, or like the great combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both. I think when you're looking at them there, it's that they're seeing what's going on in a really intense way, but also in tune with, again, I'm just going to say the will of God, and this, and the nation is not in tune with the will of God. And I'm here to speak to that. And I think that one of the things I find most interesting is how people listened to them so much, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, we got to change course here. Obviously not all the time and not quickly, but
I think the New Testament kind of lacks some of the prophet.
It does. I feel like it's a thing we really need to bring back, honestly. I don't know how you go about doing that.
You and I? How do we start that? Do we need to
get some profits?
A GoFundMe?
It's a GoFundMe to start advertising for some profits. Yeah, I mean, that's my answer. I think I'm gonna go Amos. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Why do you think there wasn't more follow-up, more New Testament prophets in the New Testament, do you think?
I mean, I would say the simple answer is Jesus.
Okay. All right, Bart. By the way, we didn't. Well, we're coming up to Carl Bart. Oh gosh, I gotta cover him.
You have to talk about Bart.
Good Lord.
I'm so excited about that.
Germans, they're coming. The Germans are coming.
The Germans are coming.
Yeah, I guess so. But it would be nice also because, the prophets, I mean, in the Old Testament had Abraham, and I know, they're not the same, but, you had this patriarch, and that's very important, and you got the prophets later on to sort of, in some ways, correct. They were corrective, and,
I mean, wouldn't it be so nice if, I mean, I guess you could argue that, Martin Luther is a prophet in that sense. Not that he's not a great example of this, but I mean, he did.
The Lutherans who are listening are going to have questions.
I mean, I'm appreciative because I do think that a lot of things need
more. I'm the one that was deleting the Reformation.
You were deleting the Reformation.
I think you're fine. You were deleting the Scholastics. Those Thomas people are going to have questions for you.
The Thomas people. I never remember what they're called. Thomas. That's it. I do think there's been some, but it would be nice, wouldn't it, just to have somebody come along right now who was had the kind of power, I guess, to say the church is not doing what the church needs to be doing.
And not be like a neo-Nazi. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it will, and to fix things in the correct way.
As we deem it.
Well,
good theology.
Good theology, as Leah has described in her book.
That you can get now.
You can get it on the links on our Instagrams. Speaking of,
yes, we can include.
we will pick this up next week, but make sure you are, liking and sharing and all of those things. Instagram, Theology on the Rocks.
It helps us. Thank you.
Twitter, Theology Rocks. Yeah, we're really excited. So many people are really giving us great feedback and encouragement stuff. So we appreciate all of you guys. And
for sure. And just remember, Jesus is the caboose.
Jesus is the caboose.
Unless you're Muslim, and then he's not.
Or Baha'i.
Or Jewish, or any other freaking religion on the face of the planet. But that's how the Christians back then saw it.
Jesus is the caboose.
Oh God.
We're gonna have such great merch later.
Oh my God. I know. I'm not being supersessionist, please, guys. I know I'm within my own context. I'm telling you. All right. The rum is gone, and so is my brain.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.